Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tackling something that literally gives almost everyone sweaty palms and a racing heart. Yep, the professional job interview. But guess what? We are going to transform that anxiety into a seriously empowering opportunity. If you've ever felt that pre-interview dread, you are definitely not alone. So we're going to break down some crystal clear, structured strategies pulled directly from the source material to help you walk into any room or hop onto any call with absolute confidence. We're going to build you up using the exact phrasing and frameworks that hiring managers are actually looking for. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. Number 1, preparing your confident mindset. Number 2, mastering core interview questions. Number 3, framing challenges as opportunities. Number 4, asking thoughtful questions. And finally, number 5, affirmations for lasting success. Kicking things off with Section 1, preparing your confident mindset, preparing for success. Because the truth is, a successful interview doesn't start when you shake the hiring manager's hand. It literally starts the second your alarm goes off. Maintaining your composure relies on a few key daily habits. Step 1, wake up early so you aren't rushing. Step 2, dress professionally to signal respect. Step 3, arrive at the office with plenty of time to spare. But step 4, that is where the psychological magic happens. Let's say you're David Johnson today. As you walk up to the receptionist to introduce yourself, your internal dialogue needs to be your biggest cheerleader. While you're sitting there in the waiting room, just take a deep breath and affirm your preparation. Tell yourself, today is an important day. I have prepared well. I believe in myself. So what does confidence actually mean when you're in the hot seat? We often get this completely wrong. We think it means knowing every single answer perfectly, right off the bat, without a hint of hesitation. That's a total myth. True confidence is simply staying calm, thinking clearly, and expressing yourself honestly. The interviewer, they aren't looking for a flawless robot. They just want a genuine, respectful candidate who's ready to learn. Keep that definition in your back pocket, and I promise you the pressure instantly drops. Moving right along to Section 2, mastering core interview questions, mastering the interview. All right, the door opens. You're invited in, you take a seat, and boom, here it comes. The incredibly common, vastly open-ended, and let's be honest, pretty nerve-wracking first question. Tell me about yourself. Did you know this is exactly where most candidates stumble? It just feels so broad. Where do you even begin? Well, here is a brilliant model script from our source material for tackling this exact question. And pay attention to what it doesn't do. It doesn't ramble on about your weekend hobbies. Instead, it perfectly highlights your enthusiasm and directly lists the professional traits they are actively hunting for. By saying you're hardworking, enthusiastic, and enjoy learning new skills, you immediately project confidence and show you're eager to grow. Then, you back it up. You ground those claims by mentioning how you developed communication, teamwork, and problem-solving abilities during your studies or past roles. It's crisp, it's professional, and it sets an amazingly positive tone right out of the gate. And that naturally flows right into the next big core question: what are your strengths? I want you to think for a second about how you typically present your best traits. Do you just rattle off a list of adjectives, or do you actually give them a bit of context? To nail this, you don't just say, I'm super organized. No, you use a model script like this. When I receive a task, I focus on completing it with quality and within the deadline. See the difference? That specific phrasing paints a vivid picture of dependability. It shows you aren't just bragging, you are explaining exactly how your strengths will benefit their company in a practical, day-to-day way. You instantly sound like a rock-solid, reliable team player. Which leads us to the part of the interview pretty much everyone dreads. Section 3, framing challenges as opportunities, turning weakness to power. I want to reassure you right now, these so-called scary questions, they aren't traps designed to make you fail. They're literally just tests of your honesty and self-awareness. Take this classic panic inducer. What is your biggest weakness? Psychologically, it's only a trap if you try to dodge it. If you say, I don't really have any, you just look like you lack self-awareness. And if you go with, I just work way too hard, well, it sounds like a total cliche. So what's the actual right approach here? Now, what's really brilliant about this approach is how it handles vulnerability. It completely reframes a genuine weakness into a story of continuous personal growth. You admit a real flaw, like maybe you get a bit nervous during public speaking, but then you immediately pivot to the action you're taking to fix it. Saying, I've been practicing regularly shows the interviewer that when you hit a roadblock, you don't hide from it. You proactively step up and work to overcome it. The interviewer might also want to know how you handle pressure. Now, the absolutely wrong reaction is getting stressed, overwhelmed, and letting it completely derail your work. The ideal response? You guessed it, staying calm, organizing your priorities, and finding practical solutions.
Just acknowledging that pressure is a normal, everyday part of any job shows an immense amount of maturity. You just let them know that your method is taking a deep breath and tackling it one problem at a time.
Moving right along, they're going to want some proof of this, so they'll ask, tell me about a challenge you faced. This is your moment to prove your practical problem-solving skills using a real situation from your past. Let's break down exactly how to structure this answer. It's kind of like a three-part formula. First, the challenge. Say a college project or a work task that had a crazy short deadline. Second, the action you took. For example, you divided the work equally and communicated regularly with your team. And finally, the demonstrated traits. What did the interviewer just learn about you? They learn that you excel at teamwork, planning, and communication. Delivering a story this concisely proves you can support a team and hit deadlines without ever losing your cool.
Section 4, asking thoughtful questions, leaving an impression.
So, the formal questioning wraps up. But wait, do not check out yet. The interview is not over. The interviewer looks at you and asks, do you have any questions for us? This is absolutely critical. It is so incredibly common for nervous candidates to just blurt out, no, I think you covered everything, just so they can escape the room faster. Trust me, that is a massive missed opportunity.
Instead of just saying no, try something like this script. Yes, thank you. Could you please tell me more about the training process for new employees? I would also like to know about the opportunities for professional development. Notice what you're doing here? You are demonstrating genuine professional curiosity. You aren't asking about vacation days or what's for lunch. You are showing them you have the ambition to grow, learn, and build a long-term career right there with them. It is the perfect way to cap off the narrative you've been building this whole time, that you are a dedicated, forward-thinking professional.
And finally, Section 5, affirmations for lasting success. Confidence affirmations. You shake hands, walk out the door, and boom, you nailed it. But how do we keep this confident energy going so it becomes a permanent professional skill? Well, our source material leans heavily into daily habits, specifically the power of vocal practice using positive affirmations. Things like, I am confident, I communicate clearly, I stay calm during interviews, every interview makes me stronger, I am prepared for success. I highly encourage you to actually practice these aloud. Seriously, do it in front of a mirror. Speaking them out loud improves your natural delivery, and most importantly, it psychologically wires your brain to truly believe them. Every single day you practice, that confidence muscle gets a little bit stronger.
We've covered the mindset, the core scripts, reframing weaknesses as opportunities, and the massive power of asking the right questions. Which leaves us with one final thought to wrap up this explainer. Your next interview is not some terrifying interrogation. It is literally just an opportunity to show off your skills. So the only question left to answer is, are you ready to step into the room? Keep practicing those answers, and you absolutely will be. Thanks for joining me today, and go conquer that next opportunity.